Madonna revealed the 9 actors who secretly shaped her most risque videos, and when the list surfaced, even longtime fans froze. From 1950s Hollywood to 1990s MTV, every name carried hidden clues behind her boldest on-screen moments. But which stars truly rewired her art and image forever? Let's uncover it.
Number 9. Marilyn Monroe, Material Girl. It all begins with the icon who shaped the blueprint for every daring woman in pop, Marilyn Monroe. When Madonna revealed the actors who inspired her most risque videos, Monroe sat right at the top. The proof is forever frozen in one frame. Madonna in a pink satin gown, surrounded by men in tuxedos, diamonds glittering under studio lights. That 1984 video for Material Girl didn't come from nowhere. It was a full tribute to Monroe's legendary 1953 number, "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend." Every detail matched: the staircase, the choreography, the camera tilt, even the way light hit the satin. But Madonna added something Monroe never had: control. She wasn't just performing luxury, she was teasing it, questioning it, and owning it. Director Mary Lambert later explained that the story within the video, where a film director courts Madonna with daisies instead of jewels, symbolized independence. She wanted to show she could play the material girl, but she didn't live by it. That layer of irony made the video revolutionary in 1984. Within weeks, Material Girl became her nickname worldwide, something she loved and hated. Therefore, Monroe gave her the image, but Madonna flipped the meaning. One celebrated glamour, the other weaponized it. And that's how this list begins, with imitation turned into rebellion. Number 8. Marlene Dietrich, Express Yourself. If Marilyn gave Madonna the sparkle, Marlene Dietrich gave her the power. When Madonna created Express Yourself in 1989, she wanted to make a video that didn't just look bold. It felt like dominance. The inspiration came straight from Dietrich's androgynous confidence in the 1930s, the way she wore a tuxedo and made the room stare. The video, directed by David Fincher, looked like a steel factory built for desire. Smoke, machines, and half-dressed workers surrounded a single woman at the top, Madonna standing like a queen in a tailored suit. That pose came straight from Dietrich's playbook. The two women shared the same secret: they could be soft or dangerous whenever they wanted. The concept also borrowed from Metropolis, 1927, the silent German classic about power and control. Fincher even added its famous quote, "The mediator between the head and the hands must be the heart." Therefore, Express Yourself wasn't just a pop video, it was a message about choice and control in disguise. It became the most expensive video ever made at the time, over $5 million, and every dollar showed. The chains, cats, and steel imagery all pointed to one truth: desire could belong to the woman in charge. That single decision turned Madonna from pop star into architect, and it proved that rebellion could look elegant in a tuxedo. Number 7. Louise Brooks, Open Your Heart. Madonna had always studied old cinema, but when she made Open Your Heart in 1986, she reached back to a face that once defined silent rebellion: Louise Brooks. The short black bob, the heavy eyes, the mix of innocence and control. It all traced back to Brooks' 1920s flapper look, the kind that said everything without words. The video's story unfolds inside a small peep show theater. Men sit in the dark, watching her dance through glass, believing they control the view. But by the end, she walks away, free and calm, with a young boy by her side. That moment changed everything. The audience didn't see a woman trapped in spectacle. They saw a woman who owned the gaze. Director Jean-Baptiste Mondino built the set to feel like an art piece. Red curtains, harsh lights, shadows that framed her body like brushstrokes. Therefore, every move became a statement about control, about choosing when to be seen and when to disappear. The clip shocked some viewers, yet critics called it brave. It took ideas from cabaret and the 1920s burlesque stage, but Madonna made it about freedom, not shame. Years later, film historians compared her look to Brooks's Pandora's Box, 1929. And that's when it clicked. Madonna wasn't copying the past. She was rescuing it, giving silence a new soundtrack. Number 6. Dita Parlo. Erotica. By 1992, Madonna had stopped asking for approval. Erotica arrived like a lightning strike, dark, cold, and cinematic. But behind the masks and leather, there was an unexpected muse. Dita Parlo, the mysterious German-French actress from the 1930s who appeared in L'Atalante and La Grande Illusion. Her quiet, distant beauty became the blueprint for Madonna's alter ego, Mistress Dita. The opening line of the song makes it clear. "My name is Dita. I'll be your mistress tonight." It wasn't just a lyric, it was a declaration. Madonna built a whole visual world around that character. Dim lights, mirrored rooms, black lace, and a camera that stared but never fully entered. Therefore, the pleasure stayed distant, studied, like art in a museum. The video caused an explosion when it dropped. MTV pulled it after just a few late-night airings. Newspapers called it too explicit, while fans lined up to buy the sex book that carried the same imagery. In 1 week, she sold more than 150,000 copies, proof that controversy had turned into currency. Parlo's influence made erotica feel European, cool, emotional, and unreachable. That mood changed the tone of pop videos. It showed that seduction could be intellectual, not just physical. And through Dita, Madonna turned scandal into strategy. The moment you thought she'd gone too far, she'd already gone further. Number 5. Catherine Deneuve. Justify My Love. Before erotica, Madonna tested the boundaries with Justify My Love. The year was 1990, and she had just returned from her Blonde Ambition tour, bold, fearless, and ready to provoke. But this time, her inspiration came from French cinema, from the icy, magnetic beauty of Catherine Deneuve in Belle de Jour, 1967. Deneuve could express desire without raising her voice, and Madonna wanted that same control. The video, shot in Paris by Jean-Baptiste Mondino, feels like a dream with edges. A hotel corridor, closed doors, a hallway filled with masks and strangers. Madonna walks through it like she owns the labyrinth. The slow black and white photography, the still frames, and the soft breathing all build tension. You feel the scene more than you see it. MTV banned the video after just one preview night, calling it too adult for television. However, that ban turned into gold. Madonna released it as the first ever video single, and within days it sold more than 400,000 copies. She had turned rejection into a revolution. Critics saw the Deneuve connection immediately, the same calm face hiding a storm. Therefore, Justify My Love became more than provocation. It was strategy disguised as art. Every look, every pause carried power. And once again, Madonna proved that silence could be louder than any lyric. Number 4. Brigitte Bardot. True Blue. When True Blue came out in 1986, people saw a softer side of Madonna. After years of controversy and edge, she suddenly looked like she had stepped out of a 1950s postcard. But underneath that pastel world, the poodle skirts, the perfect hair, the glowing diner lights, she was channeling Brigitte Bardot, the original rebel wrapped in charm. The video, directed by James Foley, painted a bubblegum fantasy. Everything glowed in shades of turquoise and lemon. Yet, every frame held that Bardot attitude, playful but in control. Bardot had changed cinema in the 1950s with her mix of innocence and danger. Therefore, Madonna borrowed that tension, bringing it into the pop world. True Blue hit #1 in 28 countries. But it also sparked something rare. Two versions of the video existed. One was the glossy studio-made clip. The other, a fan contest winner aired by MTV. This was the first time Madonna handed creative power to her audience. It was a small gesture, but it said something big, that she could be both star and fan, leader and listener. Fashion writers noticed the Bardot echoes immediately. The hair flip, the bright lips, the carefree sway. Pure 1950s glamour revived through 1980s rhythm. Madonna didn't just copy Bardot's beauty, she updated it. She made the sweetness strong. Number 3. Edie Sedgwick, Deeper and Deeper. By 1992, Madonna had entered her boldest creative phase. Deeper and Deeper came out at a time when she was mixing club culture with art history, and this video became her tribute to Edie Sedgwick, the tragic stylish muse of Andy Warhol's Factory. Sedgwick was the face of 1960s Manhattan nightlife. Blonde bob, smoky eyes, and a fragile sparkle that hid exhaustion. Madonna saw that duality and turned it into a story. The video, directed by Bobby Woods, looks like a dream caught on 16mm film. The Super 8 textures, disco lights, and surreal party scenes make it feel like you're walking through two worlds at once, glamour and breakdown. Therefore, it's less about dancing and more about what happens when fame becomes a mirror. Madonna wears the Sedgwick haircut and steps into a world of photographers and strange men. Every shot feels half real, half memory. Then the mood shifts. The camera lingers too long, the laughter fades, and you sense that fame costs more than it gives. At the time, some critics missed the art references, calling it strange or self-indulgent. But later reviews called it one of her smartest videos, a quiet, emotional nod to the 1960s icons who burned too fast. Madonna didn't just play Edie. She warned what fame could do to anyone who chased light too long. Number 2. Rita Hayworth, Vogue. When Vogue arrived in 1990, Madonna turned the whole world into a runway. But beneath the black and white polish and perfect poses, there lived the spirit of Rita Hayworth, the original screen goddess who could steal attention with a single turn of her head. Madonna admired that control, that way of being seductive without saying a word. The video, directed by David Fincher, looked like nothing MTV had ever aired. Every frame felt like a photograph, the lighting sharp, the shadows clean, the movement slow and confident. Fincher used old Hollywood tricks, framing Madonna like the studio icons she name-checked in the song. Rita Hayworth gave good face. Therefore, each gesture became a nod to the silver screen, the gloved hands, the perfect profile, the look that said more than a lyric ever could. Behind the glamour, Vogue carried another truth. The dancers came from the house of extravaganza, legends of New York's ballroom scene. Madonna didn't just borrow their moves, she shared their spotlight. The video pulled underground culture into the mainstream and gave it new power. The song hit #1 in over 30 countries, turning that tribute into a global celebration. However, beyond all the fame, Vogue stayed personal, a love letter to elegance, self-expression, and the power of a pose. Madonna channeled Rita, but she gave the mirror to everyone. Number 1. Ava Gardner, Bad Girl. By 1993, Madonna had explored every corner of fame, joy, danger, rebellion, and heartbreak. But with Bad Girl, she turned the camera on the cost of it all. Directed by David Fincher, the same mind behind Vogue, this short film-style video pulled from old Hollywood noir, echoing the cool, dark beauty of Ava Gardner. Gardner had once ruled screens with that mix of class and chaos, and Madonna wanted to capture that exact storm. In the video, she plays Louise Oriole, a successful woman who hides loneliness behind champagne and city lights. Therefore, every frame feels heavy with truth. The smoke, the satin sheets, the morning after quiet. The film unfolds like a mystery, with Christopher Walken watching over her as a silent guardian angel, his expression calm while her world unravels. Fincher's direction makes the story sharp and cinematic. The light feels colder than usual, the city louder, the love emptier. Then comes the ending, a shock few expected. Madonna's character dies, her body discovered in bed as the camera drifts away. Critics were stunned. Some called it her most mature work. Others said it felt like watching a real person fall from grace in slow motion. Through Bad Girl, Madonna borrowed Gardner's fatal glamour and turned it into a modern confession, beauty with a bruise, strength that still breaks. Before you scroll, pause. This story connects to another you'll want to see. Click the next video now before it fades. It reveals what really happened after these secrets surfaced.